Thanks to those of you who have checked out my Patreon, I am able to make a new series of Pokemon Epics, and a big shout out, of course, to the Nerd Therapist and Wilgrim. Hello, Pokemon Master! My name is Birdkeeper Toby, and thank you for clicking on this video. Over the last 24 hours, the Pokemon Company has had something pretty cool going on, a bit of marketing for Pokemon Sword and Shield. A 24-hour live stream of pretty much mushrooms. This is an area of the game called Glimwood Tangle. It is one of the new forests of the Galar region. And of course, we were hoping we were going to see all sorts of new Pokemon, and it would just be constant, and you'd have to blink, don't blink or you'll miss it. And that's sort of been the case, except instead of lots of Pokemon, it's just been a few. I like this tweet by Sarah B. Joe that pretty much so accurately represents how we're all feeling watching that live stream waiting for new Pokemon news. That said, there has been the appearance of some old Pokemon, which is making me question my positioning for a lot of Pokemon on the evolutionary tree. This is the series I work on where I take all the new Pokemon of Galar and I try to work out how they would have evolved, like in real world evolutionary speaking, to previous Pokemon. And in fact, if you want to know why I've placed all those Pokemon where I've placed them, there is a whole series on that, there is a whole playlist, and me and my lovely girlfriend, The Last Shaman, who is an artist, have been working very, very hard. I'm going to try and get that poster out to you as soon as we can after the games drop. We are working on a new version of the poster. It is very exciting. It's going to look so much more better and more tree-like. That was one of my big criticisms that I had for myself with the tree last time, is that I just want it to look more tree-like. So with that said, we're going to move on to Glimwood Tangle and some of the new Pokemon and just talk about what's going on. However, before I get into that, let's go full Philip DeFranco as I say thank you so much to today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. For those of you who don't know what a VPN is, you don't know what Surfshark is, it is a service that is a suit of armor, a Pokemon Sword and Shield if you like, around your computer. Defending away from online attackers' eyes that you don't want seeing what you're searching. And you might think, I don't need a VPN, I'm only going on Cerebi.net and logging on to my social medias, but that is where you are wrong. When you are out and about, you're on a train Wi-Fi, you're in a cafe, those networks are unsecure, even when you're on Wi-Fi. Surfshark VPN is encrypting your data and making sure no one's getting access to your passwords for your social media accounts, that kind of thing. I myself have been using a VPN for about a year. Surfshark have now given me access to theirs, and what I can say is it is so easy to use. And there is not just the security aspect to it, you can also put ad blocker on certain websites. Please don't put it on YouTube or on my channel. You can whitelist specific sites, but seriously, please don't put it on while you're watching the channel. Thank you. But probably the biggest reason I really started using a VPN is that it routes your IP address through another country before coming back to you. And that means you can watch Netflix or any of those other streaming services from another country. For me, the big use of that is that I get to watch the better version of The Office. Yeah, you heard, US Office is just better. And Pam and Jim are just everything. Oh, I love them. Anyway, and if you use the link at the top of the description and the code BIRDKEEPER, you get 83% off. That makes Surfshark the most cost-effective VPN I have personally ever seen, and if you're still not satisfied, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can go, you can download it, sign up, see how you feel about it, and if you don't love it, then no worries, Surfshark has you covered. You can never be too protected online, so check out that link, and thank you so much to Surfshark for the sponsorship. Right, back to Glimwood Tangle. So, Glimwood Tangle, one of the beautiful forests of the Galar region. If we're looking at the Galar region map, it's probably gotta be this one in the northwestern region of the map. North of the area that looks like it's dedicated to ground Pokemon, this area looks like it's gonna be more dedicated towards fairy Pokemon. And in fact, the color of the gym kind of matches up with the idea that this is the fairy zone. This is a fairy forest. Naturally, at the beginning of the live stream, we started seeing giant mushrooms, and I think everyone thought that, how do you pronounce it? Morlai? Morlel. The one that evolves into Shinotic, the fungus Pokemon would appear, and sure enough, it did appear in the live stream. And while I thought the idea of this live stream was very, very cool, they spent 24 hours revealing 2 Pokemon. Not even revealing 2, really revealing 1. Yes, we got to see that Swirlix and Cottony and Pikachu possibly live in this area, but what we really got to see was what looks to be a Galarian form of Ponyta. This is much needed for Ponyta. Ponyta and Rapidash are probably one of the most boring lines of Kanto, in my personal opinion. There's not a lot going on. It's a pony, it's Ponyta, it's on fire. Okay, cool. Not massively stoked about it. I much prefer this new Galarian design. Kind of like how I much prefer Alolan Vulpix to regular Vulpix. Now, we at this time don't have any confirmation as to types, but I think Fairy type is a pretty strong one. I'm also wondering if, like, Grass type, like if all of this tangly stuff all over it is actually some kind of vines or grass. That is besides the point. Galarian Ponyta, and subsequently, I think at the end of the stream, we heard a Pokemon's cry, which I suspect is Galarian Rapidash. These Pokemon, it's a cool addition, I like it. Although, I thought we were going to get more non-Kanto regional variants. I would like to see some more. And in terms of the evolutionary tree of life, big mystery, where does Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash go? Probably right next to regular Ponyta or Rapidash. Types aside, this is really the beginning of speciation, where two Pokemon of the same species start to divert into different types of Pokemon. Interestingly, it could be the case that we actually get a third evolution on Rapidash. It'd be really cool to see a Galarian Rapidash that's like a Pegasus, so it gets wings as well. That'd be kind of cool. It is a fairy type after all, so that seems very, very possible. But I digress. There was no real evolutionary tree of life mystery there. However, we did see another Pokemon in the stream. I previously mentioned it. We saw Swirlix rolling around, and this brings me to a question. Because, like I say, me and the last Shaman, we are working on this evolutionary tree, and generally, a lot of the Galarian Pokemon and Pokemon of the Galar region, they have been pretty easy to place on the tree. Galarian Ponyta goes next to regular Ponyta, and Sirfetch'd goes next to regular Farfetch'd, and even with the weird creatures like the amphibians that I talked about in the last video, they make sense to be amphibians. But one of the ones I've had a real problem placing is Alcremie. Alcremie has so many different forms, and what exactly is it? It is whipped cream of a number of different flavors. Originally, we only had one Alcremie form to work with, the strawberry one, and I was wondering if it was a plant-based kind of Pokemon and you could explain it in the same way that you explain grass Pokemon. However, pretty quickly it appeared that there are multiple types of Alcremie based on all sorts of different things, not just strawberry. So the main body of the Pokemon biologically, it's whipped cream, it's a pile of cream. And of course, this makes me think of some other Pokemon, like Swirlix, which is also a type of cotton candy. It's interesting that we also saw Cottony in the forest, which is like a different type of, what is it, like a cotton spore? It's like a totally different kind of thing, but it's, you know, cotton candy, cotton spore. They're not biologically related, or are they? I don't know the science. I'm a PokeTuber, not a scientist. He says, trying to do a video called The Evolutionary Tree of Life. I'm sorry, cotton candy isn't usually a biological thing. Nor, of course, is cream that Alcremie is based off of, so this is where I'm really relying on your expertise. Because I have a number of places that I could put Alcremie. Here are my options. Number 1, Alcremie is closely related to Swirlix or Slurpuff. Now, believe it or not, Slurpuff, and I know it doesn't look like it, but Slurpuff is inspired by dogs. I mean, it's a mixture of food and then food in the shape of a dog. And yes, I know it doesn't look like it. I kind of didn't see it at first, and then I kind of looked at it some more, and I was like, oh yeah, I get it. The tongue out, it's kind of like a pug. So, on the evolutionary tree of life so far, I've had it up with the canine Pokemon. However, maybe that's not the case. Maybe this Pokemon is alongside Alcremie somewhere else on the tree, or perhaps they've evolved entirely separately, and this is a case of convergent evolution, where two species evolve similar traits despite not being related to each other. Okay, so where else could Alcremie go? I've also had a look at its possible relationship with the Pokemon Vanillux, Vanillite, that whole line. They are, after all, ice cream. Except they're not really ice cream, they're snow, they're ice. And so they're related to other ice body Pokemon. Now, it's possible the other ice body Pokemon over the generations have evolved into something that looks like Vanillite, and then that shares a common ancestor with Alcremie that has evolved after the fact. That is perfectly possible, but it seems like we don't have a lot of evidence to support that, but I know some of you have mentioned that in the comments. The third and final option, I think, is that Alcremie is some kind of like fairy-like Pokemon. I mean, it is a fairy-type Pokemon. It's kind of got like a humanoid shape, and it's got the vegetation part of it. I mean, loads of the Pokemon in that area of the tree do. And many of them are fairy types, and this part of the evolutionary tree is a way of explaining a lot of the fairy-like Pokemon, the sprites as they were in the world of Pokemon. But given that we've seen Swirlix living in the same region, is it safe to assume then that if this is a fairy-like Pokemon, we should really be taking Swirlix and Slurpuff and moving them down here? This is something I'm actually really struggling with, so I really want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Which do you think Alcremie is closest related to? Slurpuff, the Vanillite line, or other fairy humanoid Pokemon? Should Slurpuff be moving to join Alcremie in the humanoid-bodied sweet Pokemon section of the tree, or is that just convergent evolution? Should Vanillite move there, or should Alcremie move to the Vanillite part of the tree? Also, of course, let me know what you think about Galarian Ponyta in the comments. I think it's really cool. I think I much prefer it to regular Ponyta. Also, I can't believe we had to wait 24 hours to see the announcement of one Pokemon. They are really giving out these Pokemon slowly. which is like a massive benefit to me as a Pokemon fan. I'm gonna get to play the game and discover new Pokemon while playing the game. However, as someone who runs a Pokemon YouTube channel who's trying to arrange this wonderful, wonderful poster to have all of the new life forms of Pokemon on it by the time the game comes out, that is making it nearly impossible. Before I go, two quick announcements. Because this video has Sword and Shield in the title, if you leave a like and a comment on this video, you have a chance to win a copy of a Nintendo Switch Lite that has Sword and Shield with it, or one of the games. And if you click the link in the description, you can check out today's sponsor, and thank you again to them, Surfshark. Soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.